What is up, legends? We're back, and what I want to do is, I've been getting a bunch of questions, and I want to tell you guys we already talked about the gaming loop, but I want to tell you guys the proper way to kind of like handle this game. Now, I'm gonna give you guys the biggest scoop of ever when it comes to CounterSide as somebody who got to end game. You can use whoever you want. I mean, all the way down to the gray characters, you can use whoever you want. I see what's going on right now. A lot of people are feeling pressured to chase after Liz and Kyle. You don't really have to. If you get them, great. But they're harder to actually max. And what you're gonna need majority of your team in the beginning of this game going towards the end is you're gonna need the R's and the SR's to kind of like max out. And there's two R's in general that I want to tell you about. That are one R and one SR that are very good as far as characters that I see people aren't really talking about. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit in the video, and the overall gaming loop. The overall gaming loop in this game is you want somebody to deal with your team, not bomb rush through your team. That's pretty much all it is. That's what the computer does to you. That's what PvP is going to do to you. That's why Kyle is good, because Kyle kind of stops that. That's why Fiona is good, because Fiona is a walking, you're going to stop it. I'm going to make you stop it. So, and that's why I did that. Now, her in general, you see I'm basically almost at the bottom on all of this. What she essentially does is, especially when you get to level 5, is she is a walking bulwark for 15 seconds when she gets the extra 15% on top of that, and you get her good gear. She basically ends up like she's basically a mover in the bulwark, and then on top of that, the tail sting, she pushes it into the back line. And being that she's an R character, she's not that bad on stats, and you can get her maxed out relatively quickly and awakened that she becomes a major pain in the ass PvP wise, and almost a PvE carry, because the AI can't kill her. Once you get her strong enough, the AI just can't do anything with her, and she does enough damage that she can push through and screw people, including jumping into the back line, which makes her just completely amazing as a character. On top of that, on special sting, cast a barrier equal to 15% of her HP for 15 seconds. So again, once you start getting some HP gear up on her, that's what you probably want to do, is put some HP gear up on her. Great. Then when you look at her ultimate, restores surrounding allies HP by 20% when cast. And on top of that, when you get that cooldown reduction right there, which is 12 seconds on top of whatever her cooldown, it's 48. I'm not sure if that's what it is now or that's what it was starting, but it's still 12 seconds. That's pretty good. And she becomes basically a paladin at that point, which is extremely good also in this. So I'm working on that. That's why she's where she is. And even right now, she's screwing stuff over and pretty good, and I'm just almost completely full on the implant too. Now, what you want to do with Kyle is you want to kind of treat Kyle. His gear is trash. I got to do something about his gear. So you want to kind of treat Kyle kind of like the same way, because what he essentially does is he summons the bulwark in front of her for 8 seconds. Upon summoning it, it stuns the targets. Afterwards, forces them to attack it and everything else like that. That kind of stops advance, and then once you start leveling it to the point it gets to level 5, it additionally summons a small bulwark 13 meters in the front for 4 seconds, that's crazy. It's crazy. And on top of that, the stun, which is super annoying in PvP, is nice. Then you have the passive and stuff like that. So the combination of Kyle and Fiona mean you shall not pass. Basically, these two together is you shall not pass. And then if you get Liz to come behind them, what Liz eventually does is she doesn't move forward. She's gonna come to her maximum range and start throwing knives. So what that basically does is that puts her behind the bulwark and beyond Fiona, and she just sits there and just decimates everybody without taking any damage, which is extremely bad because if you're facing an Elizabeth, you want to get to her and kill her and not let her do that, because once she starts getting going, it's a GG for you. She's going to kill whoever is getting hit by that stuff, especially if you have her with all her skills. As you can see, you know, that's just my team setup. However, it is the same team setup that I am doing all the way through, whether it be, now I'm going to be like, well, how do you do that? And it's really simple. It's a twofold type of strategy, because it's just these three. This is what I'm trying to basically, like, you know, have happen and get out. So these are the first three, and then you bring the healer, which is, in this case, Arius. Now she's gonna get replaced and put into second team. She might actually get bumped all the way out, and I'm gonna tell you why, because there's two characters that I'm building right now that are actually, once they're maxed, better than Arius. Arius is good from jump. You can just get her and not even put any skills in her, and she's just good from the start. That's just what she is. Like, she comes out, she's going to give 10% of HP to everybody. She's going to give you guys a barrier shield based off of max HP. Again, all of this stuff is good, you know, from jump. She's just good from jump. And then she heals right here. Like, she doesn't need skills to be good, which is why she's probably one of the best SR characters. It's a bit, and it becomes really good for her, you know, when she gets right here. But there's better two options right there, and that looks good, and you're like, oh my god, but hold your horses on that real quick. And as far as the what you want to do as far as the second half of this team, which is this is just my team. You can copy it for. I really don't care, because it works. I've done everything. We're on hard mode right now, trying to finish out hard mode. I've finished all the chapters. What I have on the other side of that after these two is I have Shin to kind of bring in her clone, and then I have Yang to basically come in. Yang is another character that's just good from jump. She's gonna come in. She has her barrier that she could put up, so two characters with two barriers, and then she's gonna give 20% attack to the allies on top of that when she gets her ultimate skill out. Again, she is good from jump. You don't have to actually put any resources into her, which is what most SSRs are. You have to kind of like build them up over. Why do I not have an accessory in you? I guess we can go with crit. And evasion is good for you too. Okay. So yeah. So she's good from jump. And then in back we have Lynn, who I just got, and Orca. Now Orca is good because Orca is essentially a second tank, because she can heal herself. And the angrier she gets, the faster she will cover her wounds. And as you start to build her up, she becomes immune to stun. You know, replace the damage 50%. And then on top of that, right here, this her nuke basically becomes a freaking nuke, because she's gonna do true damage, and it doesn't matter what defense they have. She's just gonna do that damage. And right here, this is just the cooldown and everything else. But the main thing that you really want to concentrate on is this, and getting her good strong gear, because she's gonna heal herself through damage, which makes her essentially a DPS tank, and kind of annoying to deal with because she's gonna be healing through damage that she's doing. I mean, damage that she's taking. And yeah, and the same thing goes for the team 2. I'm doing the same type of thing, except I'm doing more burst in team 2, which is why we have Esther Rosa here with Yo and Sei and Chifu and I forgot her name. Chinatsu. Okay, so we're going more burst in team 2, and I'm almost sad to take her out. Why am I? Oh, I know why. I de-geared everybody. I get it now. I forgot that I did that. I de-geared everybody because I was trying to set up passives properly. But anyway, I'm sad to take her out because as a nuker, when you get her at a point, she beams the horizontal frame. Like, it is so funny. It is so funny. She beams the hell out of people. It's really good. Like, really, really good. And she's especially good, as you can see, on siege units. But people, her firing this in a zoom array, oh my god. It looks awesome, and it just goes through everything. So if they have a Kyle, it don't matter, because she's just going to shoot right the hell through it. It is awesome. It is completely awesome. She takes forever to set up, but she good. I like her. I like her a lot. Like I said, I'm sad that she got pushed to team 2, but I have more use out of Zhao Lin because she fires directly into the back and faster. She does it faster. So, you know, you gotta go with that. So the other side of this, now that we talked about that, hope I cleared up a little bit about what I'm doing in a team. And like, guys, you really essentially can use these SRs and these R units, and like, you can use them validly all the way through all the content. There's nothing in this game that you specifically need SR. What you specifically need to know is how to build everybody. That's the major thing in this game. And I showed you guys how to make gold and farm the individual areas. So what you can do is just figure out what team that you want to make and build your team accordingly. Ships is annoying because ships is kind of like a little RNG to actually build them and get the parts. Just a little bit. You can farm it somewhat, but you got to be a little bit lucky and dive and stuff like that, and get more dives to actually come out so you can farm more stuff, which is according to actually, let's talk about that now. In order to make it easier to farm for raid and dive, what you should do is open as much as you can. By no means should you ever spend this. It is more bang for your buck to level your account. I know it will take a little bit of time and stuff like that, but you will have more than enough gold. Trust me, if you use the gold guide I showed you guys yesterday, you will have more than enough to actually afford to do this at the particular ranges. This is too much currency for that. That's if you're whaling, it's still too much currency. That's too much currency. Don't do that. Like, that's just my opinion. If you got the money, you can do what the hell you want to do, but please don't do that. If you're free to play casual, no, it's not worth it, boys. Boys and girls. But as far as getting more dives out and getting more raids out, what you essentially want to do is you want to have your branch facility have the ability to see it, obviously, so you can see I can generate 27 to 37 on top of that, and I have a 10% chance during dispatch missions to get a disturbance. And then, ooh, this is ready for a level up. Level up. So we get 45 to 60. Thank you. So what you want to essentially do is you want to spam it. But in order to actually do that, you need more times to actually do that a day. So if you're doing like these larger ones, the reason why they're on these time limits is because I knew I wasn't going to be around to come pay attention to it. I did this one just now because it had just finished. So this one is only on 1 hour because obviously I'll be around in an hour to pay attention to this. I'm not just going to stop these because I really wasn't going to be around for that. But what you want to do to make it happen sooner is you want to make sure that each one is at their maximum level for the need, and then have the chance to get the disturbers or the raids, and then do it every hour. Put them all on an hour, and you will average, trust me, you will get some raids out like all day long, basically. Like, and then have your friends come in and help you on raids and stuff like that, because I see a lot of people say that, well, how you get raids, and raids are not happening, and how to make raids happen more often. So literally that's how you do it right there. And raids is a good way to get gear as well, so just make sure that you're actually doing it. I think this is ready for a level. Nice. So you see this one is at level 1. We need branch 3 for this. We're working on that. And then I have disturbance right here. This also helps you as according to your money, and it helps you according to your gear, and you know, pretty much exchange. Like, hello? You guys can see I don't have any because I've been spending it. And then dive, I'm okay, but I've been spending on dive too. Like you see, this is sold out because I needed them. And I've been spending on like ship material and stuff like this, working on my ships. I'm trying to build a SSR ship right now, so I'm saving and, you know, working on that. So that's what we're doing with that. And yeah, that's how you can make dives and raids come out a lot faster. Now the two characters, I'm going to end the video with that, and I'm just going to do a random summon. What's this? I'm going to use my team. Thank you. My team is great, so I know people probably like, this Fiona is OP. What the hell is going on? Because she kills people and then she can't be killed at the same time. So it's kind of hilarious that how ridiculously good that R character is. So what we're going to end it with is there's two characters that are extremely good who I am starting to build up right now that I did in KR, so I know how good they get at max level. Number one is Claudia Nelson. Claudia Nelson is the easiest healer in the game to build because they pretty much just throw Claudias at you in the summons, and what you're looking at is what she does. What she does from jump is good, but the fact that you can upgrade it is ridiculous. So kind faith blesses everyone out of kindness of her heart, restores 10% of HP for allies upon deployment. Once you look at what happens down at the bottom, she can get extra 20% onto that. So that means she's going to heal for 30% the minute that she comes out once it's leveled up. And then level 5 upon deployment restores 20% of HP for allies instead. So this is kind of weird because it kind of is like whatever. So I'm assuming that it's going to put it 20% on top of what she already is doing. Because when I did that in KR, she would just come out and heal for chunks. Like chunks. So I was like, bruh, like what are you doing right now? Like, are you supposed to be this strong? Aren't you a R? Anyway, cross healing. Unleashes power of her watch, restoring HP of all of allies surrounding her for 6 seconds, every second for 5 seconds. So that's pretty much 60% for 5 seconds. You can lower the cooldown on that. Now you notice right now the cooldown is 28 seconds. And you can take it down 8 seconds, means that she can do that every minute 3 times. She's healing 30% at max 3 times. Like, bruh. That, like, every 20 seconds, like, that is super good. So all you gotta do is put some gear on her to defend her, like some HP and some defense, stuff like that, because she doesn't have a lot of stats according to being an R compared to like an SR or something like that. But if you can defend her and get her some good gear on her, wow. And bless you all, exposed healing on her watch, restoring HP of all allies except herself by 25%. You can lower the cooldown on this by 12, making it 50 seconds, and then cast a barrier equal to 20% of her HP for 20 seconds of her skill. So pretty much stacking HP and defense on her is your way to go. Plus, you have the simple fact that, bruh, she's going to heal like 4 times in 1 minute. There's no other character in this game that does that. There's an exception though. There's a character that comes close, but there's no other healer in the game that does this. This is a ridiculous character right now, which is why I'm building her. And you're gonna ignore her because she's a counter and she's an R, and everybody else is probably like, bro, I don't care about this character. But this is a ridiculous character. It's a super ridiculous character. It's definitely one that you need to pay attention to because she will carry your team. And I'm not kidding. She will carry your team. Even if your team sucks, she will just heal through everything and be like, oh, y'all weak? Hold this heal. Hold this heal real quick. So her is specifically right now I'm building, and well, we see right now she's already up to 90, and the reason why that she's up to 90 right now is because of how easy it is to get her parts. You can awaken her probably like the fastest in the game, because she's the Kiba of this game. If you guys remember the Naruto X Boruto game, but Kiba came out like 1,000 times, this is Kiba right here. She comes out like every damn summon, basically, and then sometimes they give you 2 of her. It's like they trying to encourage you to pay attention to her for a reason, but you should, because she's just that OP. She might be the most OP healer in the damn game for no reason at all. But and the other girl is Evelyn Keller. Evelyn Keller is your PvP companion. This is your PvP character. This is the one that you throw out as your PvP healer. Now Aureus is good. Aureus is more PvE. But PvP, this is who you should be building for that. And the reason being is that she is a DPS healer. She does pretty good DPS on top of that. But if you look at the passive skill, sprays some miraculous, she sprays suspicious chemicals that have a miraculous effect. I don't know why I was reading that early. After every third basic, she restores the surrounding HP units HP by 2% of the next basic attack. So pretty much her passive scales off of how strong her basic skill is right there. So obviously, leveling it is going to make your passive a whole lot easier, makes her heal a whole lot more on top of her HP right there as well. So she's going to be doing some insane stuff. So like PvP wise, this is who you need to be having in PvP right now as your healer. Special throws a healing potion that inflicts AoE damage, inflicting enemies in the front. Allies within the potion explosive range recover 25% of HP over 8 seconds, which is pretty nice. And then what you essentially have is it doing more damage on top of that. And then on top of that, when it gets to 5, it lowers 15% of damage taken. Like ridiculous. And on top of that, she's farmable, which makes her easy to actually get to 100 too, so you should definitely be focusing a little bit on that if you're PvPing, of course. And then right here, uses the best potion form where she has restores HP of allies except herself by 30%, inflicting AoE damage. Again, more damage on top of that, and then at level 5 increases allies attacks herself. She's literally Miss PvP healer, like the most ridiculous one, and the one that you definitely should have out. And she's a bae, so why not. Now, in order to farm her, now you see I have 2 because I built one because I had the parts, and one just happened to drop. It's super easy to farm if you want to spend the resources on that. Now it'll actually help you level too and give you implants. If you notice right here, we came into our supply operations, and then we came right here. I touched on this a little bit, but I'm going into it now. You're gonna notice that you first clear, you get 10 of her and you get the currency, but she is the main reward. And you notice that she can drop right here. She just has the opportunity to drop, which she did once. She dropped once for me already. And you can get her parts as well. But the main thing that makes this good and farming, if it's specifically farming for her, is that all these other characters drop here as well, and you can use those as fodder for implants. Which you see, you see pretty much why my inventory, my character inventory is almost maxed, because I was doing this. Same thing for weapons. You are not going to use these T2 weapons. Like, you can make T3 weapons or T4 weapons as you start to farm stages and get blocked, so you don't really need to do any of this. You can use this as fodder to level up all of your gear, and obviously you get EXP on your characters for doing so, because the same type of thing. As you can see, you can start leveling up your characters and getting to the point. I have to take out Elizabeth for somebody else because she's already at max level, so you can get some more EXP going. But you can start leveling other people. Like you see, like have all the rest of these guys, getting them up there. Then Fiona's getting up there as well. Cal needs to get to 90, and yeah, so you can kind of multifaceted or multitask. I don't want to say multifaceted. Multitask your way to that. And this is this is literally the best PvP healer right now, because you're not going to be able to get, unless you're whaling, you can get Yang there, but Yang won't heal as much as Evelyn will. And you can get Arius is okay, but Arius is more PvE. But I honestly think Claudia is the best PvE because she just heals so much in 1 minute. That's a lot to be healing in 1 minute. And Evelyn kind of comes close to that, but Evelyn is kind of more for DPS anyway, so you should probably just use her as that component instead. But both of them are extremely good, so just keep that in mind. Now, this is all for people who are casual and free to play. No, this is I'm poking you, lady, because I don't want that fade to come back. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do the daily summon because I just want to, and maybe I'll get another Claudia because that's kind of what I'm really going after. Also, I might get another Elizabeth for Awakening, or any of these characters will do if they come out. So, but there's a chance I can get nothing. This is kind of cool that I need a R to come out. Oh, well, we got something. I at least got an SR. Is Sobin? Yeah. Wow, we got another Evelyn. Now, I actually never got her to come out here. So that's extremely good. So, there go my PvP healer. I got 3 of her now. Okay, so what I need now is we need a Claudia. Ingrid. Give me a Claudia. I actually want an R and you're not giving it to me. What the hell is this? Oh. I don't remember. Lee's not bad either. For an N. Okay, so no Claudia this time, but that's fine because I got a level her anyway. So we did end up getting another Evelyn, which is crazy. I'm gonna work on building, but first we're building Claudia first. That's that's my goal right now, to build up Claudia. I didn't even mean to click you. I was trying to click mission. You just kind of like hovered over it, lady. I'm sorry. Anyway, so that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys liked it and found use in this. And yeah, I know this was kind of long, but I had a lot to kind of like say to help you guys out going towards the end game. And I definitely want to talk about Evelyn and Claudia because you definitely should have both of those. If you're PvPing, you need Evelyn 100%. She will make it so much easier for you. And if you're PvE and you're struggling on something in hard mode, Claudia will just heal your team through it. Trust me. Trust me. So, catch you guys later. Peace.